Hey guys, back again. This time to talk about Lion, which to me is one of the most underrated Oscar nominations that we got last year, and I feel like nobody really knows what this movie is or even spoke of it because, from what I heard, it came out too late in the game. But this is not a movie that I think should be overlooked. This movie, I think, is amazing, and there were so many amazing movies that were Oscar nominated, not Oscar nominated last year, but this one I think really is such a powerful movie. And this one, like I said, deserves way more recognition. It didn't get much. And the basic gist of the story I really want to point out is that this is such an amazing story from two different parts of this person's life, of this person named Saru, who Dev Patel plays. And the first half of the movie is him as a 5-year-old kid in Kwanda, who accidentally gets boarded to Calcutta whenever he stays on a train on accident, where he falls asleep because his brother told him not to go with him at night to work with him, but he falls asleep on the train and gets taken 1,600 kilometers away to Calcutta, where he doesn't understand the dialect there, and he doesn't know where he is, and he can't find his family. And I gotta say, the first half of this, having him go along, this 5-year-old kid, and this kid who plays him as a 5-year-old was amazing. Like, he was a great child actor. And I don't know if he's been in any other roles, but wow, he was amazing in this. And he didn't even speak a lick of English in this, in the first act, that kid. But even through subtitles, like, the kid, the way that he acts is so magnificent. I thought that this kid gripped me the instant, like, he was on the screen. He was a funny kid. You really understood how this kid had it, how horrible he had it going to Calcutta and meeting all of these crazy pedophiles, or meeting all these, like, running away from all these guys. And it really got me, because you have that element where this kid is on his own. He doesn't understand the dialect there. He is running away constantly, and then he finally finds a way to get adopted. But it takes a while, and the struggle of seeing this 5-year-old kid run around this horrible place, or what seems horrible to him because of being a kid by himself, is really terrifying. And I thought that the first act really was great at showing that, and was really interesting with showing how horrible it is being on your own in that situation, and having literally no way to defend yourself or understand what anybody's saying. And I thought that was really terrifying. And the kid, like I said, does amazing. The kid who plays him, Saru, in the first half. But I love the second half too, and I loved how Dev Patel plays an older version of him, of Saru, in this version. But it doesn't lose momentum, and it doesn't lose how amazing the kid actor was, because I thought that both of these actors are equal in terms of, from the beginning where he starts as a kid and how he starts as an adult. And you can say this is kind of like, in a way, it feels like it could be described as Boyhood or Moonlight, where you've got a kid growing up. But this kind of misses just the middle half. It's like it escalates from him being 5, and then it's 20 years later, so he's 25, to the halfway point. But I think that Dev Patel, did a fantastic job as well. Dev Patel, I loved him in Slumdog Millionaire, and I loved him in his performance. I thought his performance was great, and it was so just engrossing. And in this, it's nowhere near any different. It's just as amazing of a performance as he did in that movie. And I think that he really sells it. I'm surprised there are already so many great actors that were nominated, and he was nominated as supporting, which Mahershala Ali won for Moonlight. But I think that it's so hard to choose, because there were so many great Oscar winners, or Oscar nominations, for this this holding for the best supporting actor. So it's hard to say if I like him or Mahershala Ali more, but I think honestly I might go towards Dev Patel because yeah, Dev Patel I think was in this movie longer than Mahershala Ali was in Moonlight, but Mahershala Ali did do a fantastic job. But I feel like I like this character more and how Dev Patel plays this character because this character is more prevalent throughout, and how you really see, because this guy is an amazing actor and you really see the struggle, just like how he was as a kid, like the kid actor, how you saw the kid Saru and how he had to deal with all this situation, and then you see him as an adult trying to find his family, his mother and his brother. And I thought that it was really just great showing this character going from finding a happy life, honestly, besides the fact that he doesn't know his mother or where his mother is or his brother. And it's been over 20 years, so it is really, really a great emotional pull whenever you have him do that. And with the acting, of course, with Dev Patel, I thought really sold it. And I thought that how he portrayed all these emotions, the way that he was happy whenever he was with the company of his new family, and how he acted towards his adopted brother, who was just kind of a troublesome brother, and how he acted towards his girlfriend, who Rooney Mara plays, and how he's struggling through this, just trying to find his mother, and he wants to know. And you get a lot of these great scenes where he's searching on Google Maps and putting up a map on the wall, thumbtacking it in different spots that he's looked up in India. And I thought that it was really just interesting, just showing this character, and it wasn't boring showing this character trying to find a location. Like, it was so great because it showed that while interspersed with moments of him and his family and his girlfriend. And I thought that, and also moments of him as a kid, even though he's not a kid in the second act, but it shows more scenes of him as a kid. So I thought that it really was so well done with that fact, and just how you have this character trying to find something and trying to find his mother. And I really like that emotional investment. It really was investing. And the ending, whenever he finds her, and whenever you realize that his brother is gone and is dead, and he got hit by a train literally right after he was put on the train as a kid, that to me, like, broke me. And I think I usually don't tear up much in movies. There are a few exceptions, but this got me, like, on an emotional level. It was very strong. The way, whenever he finally reunites with his mother again, that to me was heartbreaking. And just, you really get the great build up to it, because you do see so many scenes of him developing, trying to figure out where she is, and talking to his girlfriend and his family about the struggles of wanting to see them again. And it's been 20 years. And I think that by the end it feels so earned, the way that whenever he meets her again and he realizes that his brother's gone, like, that got me. I choked up. I was seriously just so invested in this character. And by the end, whenever I choked up, it really gave me the thought that this movie did such a great job of building up this character and building up his relationship with everybody in the movie, and how whenever he is resolved at the end, and he says via call to his to Sue, the stepmom, or adopted mom, to her, he tells her that there are no loose ends and I'm finally free. And I thought that just got me too on an emotional level. And I didn't realize either that this was a real story as well. I didn't know that this actually happened. And whenever I saw the actual videos of him, of the real Saru, I thought that, yeah, that's cool. I mean, it kind of takes me out of it, kind of like how most movies are, that in the end it shows it's a true story and show the real people of it. But it was still fine, but it felt like it took me out of it a little bit, because it didn't feel like it was a real thing. It felt like somebody just made this up, but it was a real story. And that's great that if this is true to what happened to in real life, then that's good that he met his mother again, the real Saru. But like I said, the performances are fantastic. Dev Patel is fantastic, and so is the kid who plays younger Saru, and Nicole Kidman. She didn't win the nomination for Best Supporting Actress, but it's difficult because, like I said, with the male supporting actor, there were so many great performances this year. Like in Fences and like in Moonlight, they've got some. There are so many great actresses in that last year that it was hard to really choose who I should pick. But I thought that watching this, Nicole Kidman, I haven't seen her do anything in a while, but I think that she did really good for the supporting role. She reminded me of Naomi Harris in Moonlight. The way that, similarly enough, it's another mother role, but it's the opposite of Moonlight, where Moonlight was like an abusive, druggy mom. But I thought Naomi Harris did fantastic in that movie. But in this one, she's the kind mother who tries to help with the struggle that Saru is going through, and I really liked how how much of a joy she was. Like, she was such a nice character, and she was such a emotionally investing character, and I loved whenever he was a kid in the kid portion, where she meets him, and she, to me, like, it's cool how she lights up his world and how she is just a nice, wholesome person, and so is the husband too. David Wenham, his character, the Sue and John are both good, a very nice, wholesome people, and I liked just those two characters, and I thought that they were great. And like I said, Nicole Kidman, it sucks that she didn't win, but like I said, there were so many choices like Viola Davis or Naomi Harris. But but she did a fantastic job as well. I loved her in this movie. I thought she was really fucking good, like everybody else. And then Rooney Mara is in it too as well, and she's good too. She's just not in it as much. But she's still good. She's still a good character in this movie, and I liked her a lot in it. Um, but I really did think the performances in here are really fucking good. They really are fantastic. Like I said, Dev Patel has been great in a lot of other things, and so is Nicole Kidman and Rooney Mara. Um, and I really think that they hold up this movie. And the story, just even though it's based on a pre-existing thing that happened in real life, the story in this I think was very good and just very investing, and how it was paced was very good. It didn't seem like any scenes needed to be cut out. It seemed like the scenes worked perfectly for this character and this group of characters around him, and the development of him in trying to find the truth and find the truth about where his parents went, or where his mother and his brother went. And because he didn't know where they were, so I really liked that investment, and it felt so earned at the end whenever he found them. It worked on so many levels with this character, whether it was with his mother or his brother whenever he was a kid, or whether he was 25, or his adopted family, talking with them, and all the scenes with them are fantastic. I just think that this really was such a good movie, and I think that people should go and watch this. And if you are watching this, you probably have. I bet there are a few people that have, like people who go out and actively and watch film, but this one I feel like should be introduced to more people. People should really watch this. I thought that with Jackie too. I thought that movie was good too as well. It was one that I just reviewed recently. But I think that this one deserves more recognition. I think it's in my top 5 of last year. I think it's like my number 5. It's really up there. It's very good. Um, it's not my favorite, but it's really fucking good. But there are so many good movies from last year that I can't really just look at one and say this is my favorite. It's very hard to rank them, and I'm always switching them around all the time because there always are things that I find in each one again. Like, oh, I love this more, but I'm never gonna have a concrete list of movies that I love on certain years and say like this is my favorite and this is my favorite. I think my top 5 are probably all really equal. But Moonlight, I think I think that, or not Moonlight. I think this movie is just really fantastic, and how, like I said, the characters, the story, The acting was fantastic. The film was paced really well. I loved how it was two separate acts that didn't feel different. They felt like they needed to be like that, and I felt the story was really perfect. But thanks, guys, for watching so much. Go out and tell people about this movie. Make people look at this movie. If people are into film, and this was overlooked, I felt. So I feel like people should watch it. So go out and tell everybody about this movie. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.